Back live here in Seattle, Leon Brigham Field. Danny Buck alongside Warren Moon at halftime, where it's Roosevelt and Bellevue locked up in a good one at the half. It is Bellevue with a 15-7 lead. And Warren, first things first, I know with your son, Rykan Moon, being one of the focal points of the offense for Bellevue, I want to ask you first, what has made you the proudest as a dad from what you've seen from Rykan this year?
Well, I think the big thing with me, with him, is his work ethic. And I don't have to tell him anything. I don't have to motivate him to get up and go work out. I don't have to motivate him to eat right. I don't have to motivate him to study. He just seems to do everything that he knows is asked of him. And that's what I'm much proud of as being his dad. When people come up to me, they say how much they enjoy just meeting him. And that's something that means more to me than just them saying that he's a good football player. And he's a really good student, which is great.
Great on all ends, not only in the classroom but also on the football field. But a look at what head coach Michael Knipe has done for the Bellevue program, of course, with 2 championships the last 3 years, gunning for a third in 4 years. What about this edition's Bellevue team has impressed you the most?
Well, I think they have some big-time players. Bryce Smith is a guy that makes a lot of big plays. Their fullback does a great job. Their quarterback doesn't get to throw the ball as much as they want to, but he can really throw the football when they give him a chance. And then, of course, my son plays pretty well too. So I think those are the reasons why they have so many different threats in different places that can really beat teams and put pressure on them.
Also on the defensive side for Bellevue, going up against a Roosevelt team with so many different ways to attack you, what stands out about their offense through one half of play?
Well, you can tell they have some very talented receivers with a lot of speed. The number 17 tight end kid seems to be a really talented player, and their quarterback has a lot of moxie, and he likes to scramble around and make plays with his arm. But so far, our defense hasn't given up a lot of big plays. They've put a lot of pressure on him. They've really kept him uncomfortable most of the first half, and hopefully they can do the same in the second half.
What about Dalton Anderson, quarterback for Roosevelt? What in you do you see in him?
Just his athleticism. I was kind of like him in high school. I moved around a lot, but I was a little bit more into the structure of the offense. He seems to really like to freelance and buy time and find his receivers and make throws off balance. Almost made a big one at the end of the half there, but we ended up picking it off. But, yeah, he's a very talented guy, a very confident guy. You can tell he's always running his mouth out there, so he feels confident in what he's doing out there.
And as we are moments away from the second half, and in the locker room, both coaches having their words. And I know with Sam Adams, a former teammate of yours,
yes.
what has impressed you about what Sam has done with the Roosevelt program in 2 years?
His team is really physical, and that's the way Sam played the game. He's got a lot of big guys up front. They do a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage, and they just play a physical brand. You saw their linebackers make some big hits there early in the ball game, so that's Sam. That's how Sam wants to play the game, a physical brand of football.
A team that plays off the nature of their head coach.
Exactly.
But what are going to be the keys with how this second half is going to be won and lost?
I think penalties are going to be key. We saw a lot of penalties in the first half that really hurt both teams, setting them back. So the team that's the most disciplined in the second half, and then the team that has the most depth and can really wear the other team down, because both teams want to wear you down the way they play their styles of football. Hopefully Bellevue can wear them down in the second half, and some of those 3, 4, 5 yard runs can become 50, 60 yard runs.
And we've seen that a lot. Of course, Max Jones,
yes.
Such an incredible tailback for you guys, and it's been a case where he's your bowling ball. You're
yes.
going to run him down your throat. What stands about him as a runner from your experience?
I think his tenacity. He's a guy that you think he's stopped for no gain. All of a sudden, he's twisting and turning. He's turning a 1 or 2 yard gain into a 7 or 8 yard gain. And then all of a sudden, he busts one like he did for the long touchdown run. He does that all. He's been doing that all season long, and hopefully he'll get some of those big time runs in the second half.
See if that's the case coming up in the second half of play. Warren, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All the best to you, and perhaps maybe see you next week.
Hope so.
Thank you.
That's the goal.
Thank you, Warren, for your
All
time.
right.
That's Warren Moon, CFL MVP quarterback, and also a Hall of Famer in the Canadian Football League, former Husky quarterback, and a Pro Football Hall of Famer. Warren, thank you for the time.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Warren. We'll be back for the start of the second half in a moment here on the Eli Sports Network.